Ms. Björlo, you have the floor, and as we have many speakers, we had to cut your speaking time. Please, for 5 minutes.
President, thank you for the floor. As a child, I lived in a rural area. I took a taxi to school because we weren't enough kids that they would send a bus, and it was a bit too far and dangerous to walk. My grandparents also lived next door, and I could walk to them whenever I wanted to get food or snacks or watch TV. I grew up there, and it's what I consider home. However, I don't live there now. I'm still home a lot because I'm a member of council, and I'm also there during the summer, Christmas, birthdays, and other vacations. But I did move. I moved away to study. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think it's essential to see and experience the rest of the country, or maybe even the world. I'm also not unique. I'm a part of a large group of students that moved away to study with the intention of coming back. But the harsh truth is that a lot of us will not and cannot come back. As stated in this resolution, as the premise of this resolution, young people in rural areas face a lot of challenges. The most significant ones include lack of transportation, healthcare, and jobs. Lack of access to public transportation limits our freedom of movement. We have previously noted that this is crucial for young people. Not only are these key services far away, but transportation opportunities are infrequent and often unreliable. We also need better healthcare. We have small doctor offices and inconsistent staff members, and small academic environment. On the other side, if you get hurt or need to see a specialist, you have to travel far, which in a lot of cases is not ideal. It's also expensive for local authorities to try and keep whatever is left. The last doctor, the last dentist, and the last nurses. We also need more jobs, and more diverse jobs. Rural communities are often characterized by a uniform workforce. But also, during the pandemic, many of us, the ones who were able to, we worked from home, calling in for digital meetings and so on. I'm sure you're all experienced it, and some are experiencing it. And some people like that, and some people needed that. And I think for the future, this gives us a rare opportunity to have a second look at how we work and where we work. Because more people can bring their work with them wherever they go, whenever, and don't have to have a permanent office. This makes the labor market more flexible and will give more opportunities to people all over Europe, not just in the big cities. And we will gain from this because living in rural areas isn't all bad. As the background for this resolution acknowledges, it offers a lot of benefits. We are close to nature, have a rich history, and traditions stretch generations back. It is vital to have young people in these rural regions, but this group is almost completely absent. Having a single social group not represented in society has a serious consequence for communities. And we need more young people involved in both the discussion and the decision-making, because no one wants to live in a village ruled by white old men. And we should encourage more young people to take part in this decision-making and their communities for the same reason that us youth delegates are invited here to the Congress. Because we are poorly represented in this body and we have a unique perspective. I also want to thank you again for prioritizing and including us here. It makes us excited for the future, our future. We talk a lot about how important the future is. But it seems like sometimes we are way too caught up in the past. We talk about how the world was such a better place and we should go back to how things used to be. But I think we must look for the future. Because we have countless creative ideas on how we want to change the world. And so many of these new creative ideas have been tested on a small scale, and they work. However, it seems we are not following through and implementing these changes in society because we are too afraid of change. But we need public transportation, we need more jobs and more flexible jobs, and we need each other. We do not want to go backwards, and we cannot be afraid of change. We, the youth, we barely remember the past, but we know that we will know the future. And therefore, my message to you from the youth delegates and the youths in rural areas is that we have to look for the future. Because we want to stay. And if we leave, we really want to come back. Thank you.